guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Thank you for joining me today, guys. We're going to do something a little bit different today. First of all, we have the new fusion going on in the game. I think that everybody's giving their thoughts on this new champion. I'm definitely going to try for this fusion. He's got a cool look about him too. I like this kind of, the whole motif he has going on here. And of course he has this passive where allies under poison debuff inflict 7.5 more damage. Pretty cool idea. I don't know if he's gonna be good or not, but my gut tells me, especially in Clan Boss, he's gonna be a beast. So I am gonna do this fusion, but I'm gonna take my time with it. I have 3 weeks and I intend to take at least a couple weeks. I already have 2 of these champions. Excuse me, I actually have 5 of these champions. So I already have a bunch of these guys. All I need to do really is farm a Fang Cleric. So I'm just gonna have to build him out and another Umbral Enchantress because I don't want to get rid of my main Umbral Enchantress. Do I have 2? No, I only have 1. So that's kind of a bummer, but we'll figure it out. We'll go ahead and do that fusion. But in today's video, what I want to do is talk about, a lot of times on these videos, people comment about, you know, Ash, I see that you have all these legendary champions and you don't talk about some of them ever. Why? Like, do you not like them? Why don't you do a guide on whatever? So, you know, Hackhorn Smash Lord, for example, a guy that we'll be talking about in today's video. So today what I thought I would do is touch on 5 champions, like a really quick review of these champions. And they don't all suck. Let me just right out the gate say that some of these champions are good. They're really solid. But I don't use them, so in hindsight, it was kind of a mistake maxing them out because they're not better than what I currently have on my account, which is, to be fair, a lot of great champions. So today, I think it will give us an opportunity to talk about these champions, who really sucks, and who do I just have better options for, right? So these are like 5 legendaries that I really never use at all in the game, and then we'll put them all together on the same team and just see how they do in different dungeons, just for the heck of it. I don't have all my best gear on all of these champions, because I'm sure I do what you guys do a lot too, right? And you max out a champion, you realize, okay, maybe that was a mistake. I don't need to use Mortu-Macaab. So you put like your secondary best gear on these guys, right? And that's what I did. So don't judge too harshly if I have a couple level 12s in here. I have tried them in full maxed out gear and have made the assessment already that I'm not going to be using them. So don't be like, well, if you built them out to have more crit damage, Ash, you might be better off, you know? Well, no, because I've tried that, right? So this is why they are where they are right now in my secondary gear. Anyway, Mortu-Macaab, let's start with him. He is a champion who I do not like, okay? A lot of these champions, like I said on the list, are going to be really solid. Even, I just don't happen to use them. But Mortu-Macaab is going to be the exception to that rule. I think that he's still way too weak. And the problem with him is he has, like, power creep in this game. When they release new, stronger champions like Rotos, for example, and like there's a bunch of stronger champions now than Mortu, Krutraxa here on my screen right up here, Mountain King, you know, there's champions out there with better abilities with abilities that are similar to Peril, which is his hidden skill. I don't like it being a hidden skill in his kit. Now, he just recently received a buff. Let's quickly talk about his kit. He has a heal reduction on his A1. He has the block debuffs that received a buff as well, 100% chance of landing that. That used to be contingent on heal reduction being placed, and then your chances changed. So nice to see a buff on him. This will help against waves on the Falling from Grace ability. But really, let's talk about Peril. So Peril's one of the strongest abilities in the game. He also has an aura, speed in all battles by 24%, which is good, just not good for me. I don't need that. I already have Lysandra in my champions as well. So even if you don't have a good speed in all battles champion, I'd still, you know, it's apples and oranges, but I think I'd still rather have like a High Katoon who you get for free anyway, you know, just because Peril is too RNG based to consistently rely on Mortu-Macaab, right? So 20% chance to unlock a secret skill Peril for 1 turn. Also has a 20% chance to fill his turn meter by 25% when attacked. So that's cool. To fill his turn meter when attacked is a really strong buff to this champion. However, it's still all about the Peril, right? And the Peril is, again, one of the better attack abilities in the game. It will ignore all enemy defense, will ignore shield, and will ignore block damage as well. And there's a block revive on this ability. So Peril's great. It hits 2 times. It hits really hard, obviously. But the problem is 20% chance to unlock it. Man, I would much rather have it on a 4-turn cooldown. That way you can open up with it, and that makes him instantly viable. Not just viable, but a beast in the arena, right? At the very least, which is an area where Mortu-Macaab was used temporarily on the end game in Platinum Arena. However, again, he's been replaced by Rotos. Rotos has an ability that's very comparable, if not better than Peril, and it's just on a cooldown. So you can open with it, you know? So I think that they should put Peril on a cooldown rather than have the passive. I don't think they do that. I think they're probably happy with where he is. Not every champion needs to be the best. However, my opinion on Mortu-Macaab is that it's still a little bit lacking, even with the buff, just because of the RNG. You can go 10 turns without a Peril activation. What's worse is that Peril doesn't do as much damage as you'd expect it to do against dungeon bosses. Still great ability in the arena if you want to gamble, but against bosses, it's still only hitting them for, you know, 50k a shot, basically what you'd get off of a strong champion's normal attack like Turvold or something like that on his A1. So against bosses, it's not really a killer ability, it's really just arena specific, you know? So that's why Mortu-Macaab, I think, you know, not an awful champion, but certainly has been pushed out of the scene in terms of any viability by better choices, by better champions out there. Next up is Directstar Blood Twin. I'll be a little bit quicker when talking about these champions from here on out because I just want to put them all in a team together and talk more about them when we do that. So Directstar was a champion that I recently pulled maybe a month or two ago. So my most recent addition out of these 5 champions that we're going to be talking about today, he's a pretty cool champion, man. At face value, I was so excited to pull him. A 3-hitter on the A1, HP burn, and then a chance of heal if the target is under HP burn. He has an AoE here with a 50% chance of placing a provoke for 1 turn, damage based off defense, and then 55% chance, 75% chance, is my math right? 65? Yeah, 75% chance of placing HP burn when hit. So, pretty cool kit, right? The problem is I built him out and he's still in some pretty great gear here. And I'll tell you what, man, not working out for me. Good old Directstar, not working out, right? I have him in some defense and some speed and some immortal set here, guys, and he's okay, he is a defense-based champion. He's there to tank for your team and have that HP burn. However, he's just not he's one of the champions, unlike Mortu, that is a really good, a solid option. Like, if most people who pull Directstar will be using him, right? HP burn is great for spiders, but I have Trunda, who's better for spiders. She has a stun and an HP burn on her A3. So again, I want to be very clear here. Unlike Mortu, Directstar's actually a solid champion, I think, that a lot of people would use if they have him. I just don't use him. In Clan Boss, I have Razin, who's better than him. Turvold is better than him. You'd think with all the HP burn it would help out, and it does, but, you know, against Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, even when properly speed-tuned, he's putting out around 4 to 5 million damage, and I can out-damage that and outlast that with champions like Razin or even Turvold on my team. So I don't even use him in Clan Boss. That's really where he shines for Clan Boss, and I imagine a lot of people would use him there as well. He has good reviews here, so we'll test him out soon. Let's go into the next champion. That's Brakus the Shifter. Brakus, another champion. I remember right when I started, he was one of the first legendaries I pulled, and I remember messaging another YouTuber, Chosen, from Showfly Elite YouTube channel, and I was like, dude, I just got Brakus. Should I max him out? I think I just pulled Brakus and I just pulled Ghostborn, and I'm like, should I max these guys out? I'm so excited. And he's like, yeah, probably not either of them. And of course I did both of them because I didn't have anybody else that I wanted to focus on at the time. Brakus is a really cool champion too. He, just like Directstar, he's like a B-level champion, I feel like, you know? I feel like he's a B-level legendary, not A, not S tier, he's B tier. Attacks one enemy, heals by 15% of the damage inflicted, a 6-time hitter with the weaken, and the possible heal, if they're under Fear or True Fear, on his A2 on a 3-turn cooldown when booked up. Full Moon Rampage is an awesome ability, especially for Fire Knight. However, we'll talk about why I don't use him there. And then he has a increased attack and has the Fear and the True Fear and everything on his A3 and Hunter's Howl. He also has a Beast Mode, which is a cool passive where he revives himself and immediately grants an extra turn when he dies. So Beast Mode makes him annoying to deal with in the arena. However, he's not putting out enough damage for me to justify ever subbing him in, over, say, again, Ukrutraxa or a Mountain King in terms of single damage heavy hitters. So for that reason, he never makes any of my teams. And he's not even on my Fire Knight team. Even that's where he should obviously shine. He gets a 4.9 in Fire Knight, and I kind of agree with that assessment. He can be serviceable in the arena, but still, guys, I don't know, man. I've tried him out everywhere. I've tried him out in Fire Knight. For me, the thing with Fire Knight is it's so much more valuable to have a team that can get that shield down one time, and then you want to keep that shield down. Like, that's how to beat the Fire Knight. So champions like Allure, like, you know, Cold Heart helping you out with the A3 turn meter, full manipulation. Like, you want to go with turn meter manipulators and not worry to have to rely on a Brakus to land his A2 to be hitting 6 times to take that shield away and be timing that correctly. When he's hitting with this, when the shield is off, it's not doing that much damage, right? You need those damage dealers to kind of step in there, and he's not helping you out as much as you'd think against the waves either. So that is Brakus the Shifter. Again, a solid champion, however, I don't use him. Hackhorn Smash Lord is next up on the list. Magic Affinity, he is a Skinwalker champion. He has a really cool ability too, right? The Blood Offering. He sacrifices HP equal to 50% of his max HP and then attacks all enemy. Damage inflicted is equal to 50% of his max HP, and the attack is always normal, cannot crit. And the HP sacrifice will happen even if it kills him, which is an issue right out the gate, right? He also has a removes all debuffs from allies, then heals all allies by 15% of his max HP, and it has an extra heal there for each debuff removed. Places a block debuff buff on all allies for 2 turns. This is actually a really good ability, a really good support ability, the Rallowing Bellow. Having that debuff stripper on your team is incredibly important. There's not that many champions that have that ability, and then he has that heal on top of it based on his HP. Now keep in mind, heals all allies by 15% of this champion's HP. Not his max HP, okay? The second heal is based on his max HP. So just kind of keep that in mind. He also has a stun on his A1, a 55% chance of landing a stun on his A1. And again, his kit is pretty solid here. The Blood Offering ability is pretty cool. However, it does kill him a lot in Faction Wars. So keep that in mind. He will kill himself if you put him on auto attack. And the fact that it doesn't crit, even if you have his HP built up high, like here is pretty high, right? 85,000, so he's doing, what, 42k per hit on an AoE attack? That's nice, but, you know, you don't need crit rate on him, by the way. You don't need crit damage that much on him either because he's not critting. That's the problem, right? It's capped out, the potential of the Blood Offering ability. If it could crit, now we're talking, man. Now we're talking. He would be a beast mode nuker on top of having one of the cooler healing and debuff stripper abilities in the game. He would be instantly viable. I'm not sure if that's too big of a buff to give him. He has an HP, by the way, aura as well in dungeons. I'm not sure if that would be too big of a buff to give him, but I don't know. For me though, he's not a nuker, and I have better healers. So what is he trying to be here, right? That's my problem with Hackhorn. He's, again, not a bad champion, but just not the best. Now, a couple honorable mentions here is Ghostborn. I rarely use him unless I'm arena speed farming because of the decreased defense and the increased attack on the same ability, but very rare that I'm using him. One champion who's actually really solid that I never use is Mountain King. Mountain King is a great champion, right? He's a heavy hitter. Look at his skill set. It's very basic. Attacks one enemy based on HP, and attack scales way more off HP. Attacks one enemy, ignores 50% of his defense, scales more on HP, and then on his A3 attacks one enemy, ignores shield, and block damage buffs. So 3 heavy hitter abilities, and then it increases his attack by 50% each time this champion kills an enemy, stacks up to 100%, resets each round. So the resetting each round on Mountain King makes him not really viable in any dungeon, right? If it didn't reset every round, and we could have plus 100% attack going into the boss, it would make him instantly viable on dungeons. However, he doesn't do that, so he's really just an arena specialist for most players who use him in the game. The problem with me is, again, not a shot at Mountain King at all here. He's a great champion, and I have him built out quite a bit, as you guys can see here. But for me, you can see the total HP, 97k, 270 crit damage. The problem is Kratrax is better, in my opinion, you know? Krutraxa is just way more effective in the arena for me, and because I'm lucky enough to have both of them, I'm always going with Krutraxa. Mountain King gives you the occasional weak hits. He has quite a few weak hits, and he has the affinity to keep in mind a Force Affinity champion, which a lot of times works to your benefit. But with Krutraxa, I never get weak hits. She's Void Affinity, and she's just better. She's, in my opinion, again, she is better, and so that's why I don't use Mountain King. But again, Mountain King, great champion. So another guy, Foley, don't use him that often. Really kind of a specialist, even with the buff. You know, he has the 4-time hitter, just like we talked about with Brakus. Just because he has a 4-time hitter on his A1 and a 4-time hitter on his A2, you'd think, okay, automatically Fire Knight, he has to be played in Fire Knight. But nah, I mean, my team has that turn meter, so I don't need a champion who's going to be hitting mildly hard, not a huge nuker, although this Sealed Fate does hit pretty well now. But you can see I have him built out pretty well. Actually, I took some of the better gear off him. I used to have him at like 280 crit damage, and even then, he wasn't hitting any harder than Dark Elaine hit, you know? So anyway, let's go ahead and try these champions out, guys. All right, guys, let's have some fun with this team here in the arena. Let's just kind of go down the line here, and I had to put in a debuffer of some sorts, so we're gonna go ahead and put in, you know what? I could probably, I could run Ceres here, or I'm gonna run Ceres. So Madame Ceres, or Ceres, however you say it, is going to be kind of the debuffer on the team, and then I have the 3 champions who I never use on the team. Kind of fun just to give these guys a try, and she's going to come in handy right here, just stripping all of these buffs away, and then allowing my team to kind of do their thing. So has the increased attack on all allies, and then attacks one enemy 3 times. We're going to go after Gorgorab, the Reviver, I should say, on the opponent's team first. And then I really want to show you guys Peril, so hopefully that does proc for us here. So, Mortu, I just got to be careful of these affinities because I never use these champions. It's kind of like, okay, who do I want to, you know, you almost forget at times. So we will go after Rearguard here, land the heal reduction, and then, let's see. Good thing about Ceres kind of tanking for the team is we're not too worried about it, right? So Mountain King will finish her off. We want Mountain King to be getting these final blows because his attack will be going up for every time that we do so. Let's see. We will attack Terrell. So hitting pretty hard here, you know. There we go. Mortu hit pretty hard on his A1, to be fair, too. Look at me, I'm gonna talk myself into all these champions. Maybe I should be running these guys on all my teams. All right, so Mountain King's gonna finish this dude off right now. Ready? Maybe. He has that plus 50%. Oh, 14k. Oof. Oof, Mountain King. That's why I prefer Krutraxa. Because she's, at the very minimum, she's always gonna be landing, even if her A2 is on cooldown, she's always gonna be landing, you know, 50k on her A1. And you just don't get that from Mountain King. But there we go. Brakus able to finish off the job there. So not too bad. 1 down. Let's go to the next one here. Yeah, let's stick with this team. You know, what the heck? We'll throw in Ghostborn in there. One of my other kind of very lightly used champions. And we'll see how we do here. It's super early season. Here in the arena. It's Wednesday at the time. Well, time of this recording, the time of this upload. But now we have the decreased defense. Only thing about this, with Ghostborn in there over Ceres, is we don't have anybody to strip the team of their buffs, and we're taking a heavy hitting here. Beast mode triggered. Let's go. We already have the increased attack. I wonder if we can kill. We might be able to kill Kale here. I'm gonna go for it. I think we can kill him here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, dead. All right. Now he'll die for good. Revived. Ghostborn's other abilities aren't really much to write home about, but now we can go with the big, let's take down Kymar here. Boom! 99k. Oh, Peril's triggered. Finally, we get Peril. Okay, so, let's take down Raz in 1 hit. Here it is. Boom! There it is. See you later. So, hey, there we go. We're you know, I mean, these aren't the most difficult teams in the world we're facing here, but making a case for some of these dudes, you know? And we have Peril again! Look at, things are going beautifully. Block Revival and boom, dead. So that went really well. Let's do one more team here, guys. See how we can do here against this one. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And I was going to take these guys all into a dungeon too, but the thing is they don't really complement each other too well. I can mess around in the arena like this, and we're going to lose this one. I can mess around in the arena like this, but it's not like I can replicate this in like Fire Knight or something, you know? Let's see. Do you guys think that Mountain King will be able to kill the entire team? I don't think so. He has the fear anyway on him. Let's see if we can land it. We're not gonna be able to kill anybody. Yeah, that's gonna be GG's. So guys, those are the champions that I don't really use anywhere in the game other than maybe just messing around like a video like this. You know, I use them in Faction Wars, all of them, to be fair, in Faction Wars. So I guess I do use them. However, you know, at the end of the day, what do you guys think? Am I sleeping on any of these champions? And let me know who you think I should build next in terms of Abyss, Errol, or who was the last one there? Abyss, Errol, or Killian. Who do you guys think I should build up next? Let me know if you enjoyed this video talking about or shedding a spotlight onto champions who, honestly, we don't use a lot. You know what? I'll show you really quickly in campaign because we didn't really see Hackhorn Smashlord at all there. So let me show you him kind of solo. Brutal 12-3, and you guys will kind of get an idea of his limitations, I guess. Granted, this is not going to be his best use case either, but, you know, he's going to be able to obviously one-shot. There's Blood Offering, so takes off half of his HP. He has Lifesteal gear on, by the way, I believe, hence him actually healing himself back up. I thought that made a lot of sense for this champion. But the thing about him is again, he's not bad, but I just have better healers and I have better nukers. To have a guy who has like a decent heal, like I think I'd rather Mausoleum Mage than him for this heals, you know? Or I'd rather just build a speed team kind of around him. But out of all the champions I mentioned, he's the guy that I'm least confident in terms of maybe there is a way to fill him in to make one of my teams better. But the thing is, where I am right now in the game, I'm all about speed. And he doesn't really complement a speed team, you know, better than even like a Bad L, you know, on dragons. Like, I feel like Bad L's way better with the poisons and stuff. So anyway, that's Hackhorn Smashlord. Guys, let me know what you think again of these champions. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.